Welcome back everyone to Pontos, Fathom, Hobbies. This is Eldritch Horror, Season 8, the Dreamlands expansion. We're going to do a quick setup of the main board and the very cool Dreamlands sideboard. This time our Lovecraftian adventures take us into the land of dreams, cities of dreams, the moon, unknown Kadath. So let's get the board set up. We'll pick out the characters, make the Mythos deck, and we'll walk you through the intros for all the characters, the main game, and then we'll start in turn one. Okay, so we'll finish wrapping up the setup. We've got the Mythos deck placed, and then we'll jump right into Season 8, Eldritch Horror, the Dreamlands, featuring Hypnos. We'll read our character backstories, and we will review the characters, reveal some cards, and we'll jump right into the turn. So let's read the backstory for the Dreamlands. It says, old friend, stepping off the lightly rocking ship, Luke Robinson took a deep breath in the salt-filled air, relishing in the gentle breeze rolling off the Cenarian Sea over the port city of Celephis. The shining city sprawled eastward, climbing the ginkgo-covered slopes of Mount Aran. The mountain whose snow-capped peak, looming silently in the distance, conferred upon Luke a sense of safety, though he knew it to be false. Waiting for him at the end of the dock, a lavishly dressed man reached out to him with open arms. Luke, my friend, it's been too long. Come, let us drink and be reacquainted with one another. A full-faced smile bloomed across his features, and his gold and turquoise jewelry jingled and glinted in the sunlight. Luke shook his head. Soon, Kuranis. You know I'd love nothing more, he grimaced. But it's not for want of friendship that I come to Celephis today. Something terrible stirs in the north, and I can feel it. He nervously fiddled with the ornate gilded box that kept one in his pocket, a gift given to him long ago by his uncle. Kuranis' features darkened. In this you are not alone, my friend. I have felt it as well. Kuranis turned, gazing into the distance. The Lord of Kadath waits. Luke shook his head. We do not know for certain. Kuranis raised his hand and silenced him. No, you know it is true. He is planning something. All the realms of humanity stand upon a precipice. Luke shivered despite the pleasant warmth of the noon sun, drawing his coat around him. And the Dreamlands are no exception, Luke nodded, turning his head northward. That's why I'm here, old friend. I mean to stop him. Turning back toward Kuranis, Luke put his hand on his friend's shoulder. Come, there's much to discuss. Okay, so we've got the Lord of Kadath, like the Lovecraft story of unknown Kadath, in which the Dreamlands are first featured. Our great old one here set up is Hypnos. We've got the Lord of Sleep. You can kind of see him here on the card on his throne. Looks like a statue. We will jump into our investigators, but first we'll do to spawn the gates to unknown Kadath, underworld, into the moon. Basically, let me just check the instructions here. They say we are to spawn the dream portals, reveal gates from the top of the gate stack until 3 gates are revealed from each corresponding space not on the Dreamland sideboard. Okay, so Rome. So we can put this to unknown Kadath. The next one is Shanghai to the underworld. Shanghai is to the underworld. And then London is to the moon. To the moon from London. Okay. So we've spawned our gates, and then it says, it says do not shuffle these after spawning. Just put them, so we just put these gates back in place. And then I suppose we spawn our gate as usual. So we have a gate on Rome, where we'll have a creature have to be spawned there. So our lead investigator will start off with an encounter there. And then we will put in then we also have an expedition. Expedition is on London. So I'll drop an expedition card there. And then we have the new mechanic of what are they called? The Dream Quests. And we've got a Dream Quest token. Our top Dream Quest card is, it looks like the Enchanted Wood, so I'll put the Dream Quest on the Enchanted Wood. We've got our sideboard there in view, so we don't have to do what we did last time. I sort of putting the characters up at the top this time, so we can get some sideboard play. Luckily, the sideboard is this way. I think the problem with Mountains of Madness is the sideboard is sort of landscape, but hey, no worries. Okay, let's jump into our Prelude card next. It says, Otherworldly Dreams. You raise your right hand and inspect it, opening and closing it slowly. It seems real enough. The rest, though, you are not sure. All around you, the colossal ferns and unnaturally twisted trees of an alien forest sway gently in an unfamiliar breeze. Then, as suddenly as the strange forest appeared, it vanishes, returning you to the familiar confines of your hotel room. You just had a dream, you tell yourself, even though you brush away a twisted leaf that has somehow come to rest upon your shoulder. So the dream, wow, that's cool. Like the leaf from the dream is on the shoulder. That's pretty good. During step 5 of setup, Hypnos is the ancient one. Each investigator may gain we lose 1 health and 1 sanity and gain 1 focus. Then each investigator may spend 1 health and sanity to gain 1 clue. Okay, so that's something we can all do. Let's jump into the backstories of the characters. First off, we've got Carolyn Fern, the psychologist. She starts out in Rome. When Carolyn Fern's latest patient, Malachi, told her of his troublesome nightmares, she never expected that he would turn up dead the very next day, murdered by the very weapon from which he dreamed. A gifted psychologist skilled in the art of hypnosis, Carolyn has followed clues Malachi left in his diary across 2 continents. Convinced that Malachi's death is in some way connected to the growing unrest in the world, she's determined to uncover the truth that lies beyond the murder of her former patient. Wow. Okay, so Carolyn Fern is the psychologist. And let's read her backstory. She starts out with the Death Tarot card and a dream diary. So it's kind of cool. So we'll get her set up there. And let's read her quest here. So again, we've got Carolyn Fern. Quest is Final Analysis. You look deeper into Malachi's murder, refusing to let it lie. Once per round, when another investigator on your space performs a rest action, spawn 1 clue. Then if there's a total number of clues in the investigator's possession and or on the game board equal to the greater than twice of the number of investigators, discard this card and gain the missing link reward. Okay, so she has that to look forward to. Carolyn Fern. Next we've got Vincent Lee. Vincent Lee starts in Bombay, India. Over here. There's Vincent Lee. He's a doctor. So let's get into his story. After the third or fourth mutilated body showed up during his time at St. Mary's Hospital in Arkham, Vincent Lee began to suspect that this was no simple case of wild animal attacks. Oh, it's like Ithaqua maybe, right? From season 7. This being season 8, so yeah, from last season. When a young man died screaming in his sleep from a burst heart, Vincent knew for a fact that the dark times were ahead. Taking a leave of absence from his position at the hospital, he set out to ease the suffering of those afflicted by the spreading chaos, hoping that the trail of bodies would lead him to the answers he craves. So there we have Vincent Lee, the doctor. He starts out with a composed talent and bandages. So those prevent him to lose health. Let's read his backstory here. The doctor is in. Vincent Lee, the doctor. The Hippocratic Oath states that one must never harm a patient, and by God, you have lived by that code. You have no fear that you would ever harm another. You only have fear that what you do will never be enough. When a mystery is solved, discard this card and gain the do no harm reward. Then another investigator is okay, this is if it doesn't happen. So that's Vincent Lee. And lastly, we heard of his tale, Luke Robinson. Luke Robinson, the dreamer. He starts in a space containing a gate, which means he's going to start also with lead investigator Carolyn Fern. Luke Robinson, through the gift of an unusual puzzle box from his uncle, discovered the entrance to the Dreamlands many years ago, and has since then spent the majority of his days wandering the lands of dreams in search for adventures. From the streets of Celephaeus to the endless mysteries of the enchanted wood, he wanders, unraveling the secrets both land and the myriad dreamers who reside there. Now an ancient chaos threatens to annihilate not only the waking world, but the world of his dreams as well. Wow, this guy is totally epic. Luke Robinson starts out with the dream box from his uncle, which kind of reminds me a little bit of Hellraiser, right? Once you close a gate to otherworldly realm, you gain one focus, okay? He also starts with an extra clue, so we give him a clue right away. Luke Robinson, the dreamer. Let's read his backstory. A shadow that lies darkest in the Dreamlands grows thickest in the waking world as it draws closer to destruction. Should anything happen to the waking world, the Dreamlands will share its fate soon enough. You will not let this happen, not like this. When a mystery is solved, discard this card and gain the Dreamer reward. Okay, easy. Okay, so let's give our characters their strength and sanity here. And we have that step where we all have to lose one each, and we can also gamble away another one to gain a clue each. So maybe we'll do that. Let's spawn our clues on the board as well. And let's see what's going to happen here. Okay, so we're set up. 6. Lastly, let's just read the, let's reveal our active mystery here. So we've got Hypnos on his throne. Shuffle these up again, and then Dreamwalker. All around the world, captives of Hypnos lie in eternal slumbers, trapped by dreams they perceive as real, all the while being drained of their vitality to feed the insatiable hunger of the Lord of Sleep. As an encounter, investigator on the main board on a city space containing a clue may spend 2 sanity to enter to the dreams of the trapped. If he spends a sanity, he draws and resolves a Dreamwalker special encounter. So the Dreamwalker special encounter is here. We also have these side encounters. I don't know when these come into play. The Merchants of Deathleen. So these are just ones that can happen later, I guess. Let me just double check the rules here, and then we'll give it a start. These are called the adventure cards. Okay, so the prelude tells us if Hypnos is the Ancient One, a chance encounter adventure. So we're going to also draw the chance encounter adventure from the chance encounter adventure, Otherworldly Dreams 1. Okay, so here's our chance encounter. We also have an adventure. Okay, so the adventure token says Otherworldly Dreams 1. You happen upon a weary traveler walking along the side of a lonely dirt road. He introduces himself as Randolph Carter. Whoa, Randolph Carter. And he listens intensely to your tale. When this card enters play, place an adventure token on Arkham. Okay. We've got an adventure token on Arkham. Well, this board is full already. As an encounter in Arkham. So this is our adventure token. Let's just leave this here. This is here. The Dreamwalker has to do with closing a portal in a city space. So let's get right to it. We've got our prelude card down below. Our dice here. We're setting Hypnos at 12 on the track. Our lead investigator will be the psychologist, Dr. Carolyn Fern. And let's grab 2 clues to spawn for the start of the game. And we'll go ahead and grab those. well, we get the Sahara Desert. Oh, Sahara Desert is not in this game, so let's trash that one. And we get the Enchanted Wood is where we also have this. So there's a clue there. And one more clue is on 1. So that's up here. Okay, so we got a clue there. So now we can also, just per our prelude card, we each have to lose 1 and 1. And if we lose a second one, we can each get a clue. So let's go ahead and do that. So he'll lose another 1 and then take the 3 and make it a 2. Right? So he gains another clue. I'll give him this Sahara Desert clue. It seems like clues are important in this one. Vincent Lee has a power of bandages. Well, no, he's not going to use that. So he also can reduce one of these down to this. And he will also take 2 to get his clue. So yeah, let's get beat up and we'll get clues for free. Vincent Lee's get a clue, and then Carolyn Fern takes 1 and we'll give her some change from this one, and she'll also get a clue. So now everybody's set with clues, and let's jump right into it. So 1 clue for her as well. Okay. All right, so let's figure our strategy. Well, first off, we're both in this on Rome, where there's a active gate, but we also can go to the unknown Kadath here. So we're not able to heal in this round, so because we're in the city space, let's just get some supplies here, focus, and a ship. Give that to both of them. Right? Just kind of like, we can't really heal because it's unfriendly territory. And then we'll have Luke Robinson. Luke Robinson will go ahead and let's have him go ahead and head to, well, let's have him heal up. Actually, he'll heal up, which he's able to, so he can gain 1 and 1 back. And he will also, just to help out later, grab a, well, actually, he will go and take a move to Shanghai. Let's have him move to Shanghai, and perhaps he can do the Otherworld Ellie encounter. Okay, so that is going to wrap up our action phase. So we're in officially Dreamlands Season 8, Turn 1 now. Turn 1. We just finished our setup. We're going to jump right into Turn 1. We finished our action phase, and let's go into our encounters phase. So first off, our active investigator will go ahead and have a combat with this cultist. So let's have her go ahead up against the cultist. Her will is quite strong, so she can use her will. Passes the will check, and strength not as strong, but oh, if you pass the will test, okay, if you pass the will test, defeat this monster. So it says, if you pass the will test, you free the dreamer from eternal slumber, defeat the monster. So this is a special thing with the Dreamlands, where the monster cultists are under Hypnos' suggestion, something like this, right? So if you pass the test, you clear it. So let me change this light, because maybe this is too bright here. I think that a little bit better, not so bright. What do you think? Okay. So let's go ahead and, okay, so that's going to be her combat. Let's have her do a move through the portal to try to close the gate through Rome. So that is a normal gate that she will go through. And let's see what she gets here. The Plateau of Leng. Exploring a crude stone hut. And again, this is actually a Dreamlands card. So Carolyn Fern's going to go through the portal, and she's going to try to close that portal. And let's see how it works out for her. So, first off, exploring the crude stone hut, you are discovered by a brutish man with horns and cloven hooves. He corners you. That reminds me of Guillermo del Toro's movie there with the, what's that movie called? Frightening, right? The girl and the weird creatures through the forest there. He corners you, threatening to deliver you to the moon beasts. You try to bribe the strange man to let you go. So she gets to roll, tries to bribe him. And she passes the bribe. And the creatures greedily accept your offer. He tells you how to return home and destroy the doorway between worlds. Close this gate. Okay, so first gate closed. As he guides you, he secretly tries to steal some of your belongings. Really? So she's going to roll a will test. Or actually, observation test. 5. If you pass, nothing. So let's just put this one in the bottom of the gates. So Plateau of Lang, first card is cleared, right? So we'll clear Plateau of Lang. Next up is Vincent Lee, the Doctor. So good turn for Carolyn Fern. Let's just check her quest here. Okay, we can have him spawn a rest next turn. He's going to go ahead and just do a Roman counter. Actually, he'll do an unknown Cadathian counter. So he'll move through to unknown Cadathian. Oh, actually, he's moved already, so he has to do a Roman counter here. Unfortunately, he does a Roman counter. So no worries, Roman counter. These are also, you can see here, it is also a Dreamlands card. So Roman counter. Count Vito Fantari fortifies your spirit with fine dining and good company. Improve your will. So he improves his will. That's good. Good fortune for him. Oh, sorry. Improves his will. Next it says, he insists that you relax with him in his luxurious yacht, but you politely decline. Okay, so he's going to politely, you don't want to really join him on the yacht, so he politely declines, and he fails. If you fail, your nights at sea are plagued by dreams of Father Dagon. Gain 1 madness condition. Ay, ay, ay. Already a madness condition, right? So he gains a madness condition from Father Dagon dreams. Every time he's out on the boat, he has a madness condition. So let me go get that out. And as usual with Eldritch Horror, we jump right into all the problems that we can get from our failed bad die rolls. So madness condition. Paranoia, amnesia. Okay, so we just grab our first one, we get amnesia. When you perform a rest action, you may roll 1 die. So that's when he performs a rest action. Okay, so he has a madness condition. Okay, and then we can discard his Roman counter is completed. And lastly, we will get an encounter with in Shanghai with the Doctor. Oh, sorry. Sorry, we did the Dreamer second. So the Doctor is going to have... So this is with him. Sorry. Yeah, and this is his madness condition. Luke Robinson got the madness condition, not Vincent Lee. Okay, so Vincent Lee, the Doctor, is over here in Shanghai, and he will have a Shanghai encounter. So let's grab that card. Shanghai. You dream of searching the moon for the goddess Chang'e. So the goddess Chang'e... we also have to do a test. If you pass, she grants you many fine gifts. When you return to the waking world, gain 1 random tome asset from the deck and he gets to improve his lore. So let's improve his lore. +1 to his lore, improve. Okay, so he gets to improve his lore. And he gets to have a tome asset. 1 random tome asset. And he will get an otherworldly codex. An otherworldly codex. Gain +1 and +1. Play with the top gate in the stack revealed. Okay, so we get to know where the top gate is. So the next gate we knew is going to be in Shanghai. So if we spawn a gate, it's going to be... So we're going to always play with the top gate in the stack revealed. Thank you, Vincent Lee, the doctor. That's going to wrap up our encounter phase. Let's jump into our Mythos phase. So Mythos phase is next. Let's check out our card. And we'll complete it here. It's called Rigorous Training. Every spare hour you have while traveling in a train or hiding in the hold of a ship is time that you spend practicing. You drive to become a better version of yourself. Is a seething compulsion. Your ceaseless work is beginning to show results. Okay, so let's start out first with, we're going to advance the omen. Second off, we check there's no active gates to move the omen. Next, we're going to do a reckoning phase. So the reckoning phase begins with the top reckoning phase. It says each investigator moves 1 space toward the nearest space in the Dreamlands unless he spends 1 sanity. So we move 1 space towards the nearest space on the Dreamlands sideboard. So that would be to move to Unknown Kadath. So we'll just automatically move to Unknown Kadath, and then he can move to Shanghai. So that's cool. I actually like it. Another reckoning is his amnesia condition. So let's roll the amnesia condition. It says test will. So he tests will. If you fail, flip the card. And he passes his will test, so no amnesia. So things are good. Okay, so things are good here. Yeah, I should have done that last turn. That's okay, no worries. So, okay, so we will go ahead and finish up with this. We spawn a gate, and that will be a gate in Shanghai. We'll grab a monster from the monster bag. And we get the crawling one. Okay, crawling one spawned on our gate. And then it says event. Each investigator may gain 1 focus, spend 1 focus to gain 1 clue, or spend 1 clue to gain 1 talent condition. Okay, so I think we'll both spend a focus to get a clue. That sounds great. So we'll get 2 clues for them. So and then Luke Robinson will gain a focus. How's that? Okay. Well, that was very benign. So that's going to do it for turn 1. Hey, check us out for turn 2 in the links. And looking forward to getting through this. This is Dreamlands Season 8. We're up against Hypnos. And thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next turn. Bye-bye.